can't be cold. It was a little cold today. Yeah. Sorry I didn't throw the ball more, reporter. That's why our offense didn't produce so much, because it's cold and snowing.
Just snaps on him. Yeah, just stop!
Before the next episode, I'm gonna fill up a cup with either pre-workout or NyQuil, and you have to guess which one I'm drinking just based on my behavior.
Okay. I'm mid-sentence. I'm like, Noah. I wonder which one he took.
Would it be that hard to guess?
Either you're really excited or just look over and just, Noah.
Well, except I'd be trying to throw you off, because I'd be like on the NyQuil, but I'd also be like trying to be like really energetic, and I'd just be like,
I love the NFL. Like, not enough. What's up, David? Thanks for joining, by the way.
Oh, I forgot to switch out his hat. He's been rocking the German hat for a couple.
I think he likes it.
Thanks for tuning in. I like to say tuning in like it's a radio station, like
they're dialing in.
Yeah, like it's live. We're rolling live. This is episode 59.
Yes,
of
sir.
The Harvester Sports Podcast.
Podcast
with your boys Noah
and Austin. Why'd I hit it with the podcast mid sentence? My bad. Didn't mean to ruin your intro.
What accent was that?
Podcast. I don't know.
I don't think
PewDiePie.
It's oh, okay.
What do you want to be happy at the start of the show or sad? Which part do you want? Just start.
That made me sad. Whatever. That question itself made me.
Okay, so we can talk about.
Let's address the fact that you are wearing a shirt of the team most hated by one of the teams that your father played for.
Yeah.
Care to unpack?
Well, I'm a big Vince Wilfork fan, so this has to be. Well, I don't know what other Patriots jersey would I buy. I have a jersey for pretty much every team. It was the only option. I'm not gonna buy a Brady one. I might snap and buy an Edelman one.
And Jimmy G.
Yeah, Randy Moss. Oh, Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because we can talk about something light. We can talk about your biggest heartbreak. So you decide which.
You don't know what my biggest heart. What?
I was gonna ask you about it.
You were gonna ask what my biggest heartbreak is?
Yeah, probably.
Related to sports or just in general?
I was gonna tie it in. Speaking of biggest heartbreaks.
Yeah, no, I definitely was gonna skip that question.
What NFC team and what AFC team do you think are the biggest disappointments? And there's one that we're probably both going to say for AFC.
Well, I'd say AFC. Personally, obviously, my biggest disappointment is my team, the Raiders.
Yeah.
The other one would be in the same division. I'd say in the AFC, the two biggest disappointments are the Raiders and the Broncos.
I had Raiders or Broncos too for mine.
Yeah, because honestly, the division has been a disappointment.
Yeah.
Because the Chargers haven't done that great either.
No, but the beginning of the year we've talked about before, it was like all the power rankings were going to be, okay, so it's going to be the Chiefs on top, and then people said it's going to be Steelers, Broncos, Raiders on bottom. Really, like, the Raiders haven't been doing good. The Broncos have been doing even worse. But yeah, like that whole division, besides the Chiefs, have been underperforming, and it's pretty wild.
Well, and isn't it kind of wild that the NFC East is what we all thought the AFC West was going to be?
Exactly.
Like, that entire division currently has winning records.
Yeah.
In the AFC West, we have a team that's eliminated from the playoffs, a team that's a loss away from getting eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah.
Chargers fighting to stay above 500, and then the Chiefs are good. But
at the beginning of the year, you couldn't have guessed that the AFC West was going to be like a team just like full of these underperforming teams, and the NFC East was going to be like these guys all somehow could make the playoffs. It's really hard to believe, because like we all know as Raider fans and stuff, like how sad the season's been. But even before then, like, was my biggest disappointment for the AFC is going to be the Broncos. Just because I remember all like the media and everybody coming in and being like, the Broncos are going to kill it this year. Russell Wilson's going to like transcend that team. They're going to be Super Bowl bound. Then they are looking like let Russ cook has been the meme circulating, and it's really funny to watch.
Yeah. Do you have a team, NFC team that you think is a big disappointment?
Yeah, the Giants. I was going to say, because here's the thing. At the beginning of the year, I know, but here's where I was going to take it. At the beginning of the year, everyone was like, they're going to go whatever, we're gonna win 1 or 2 games. But then we started off being 6-1. I'm like, oh, hang on now. And then now we're 7-5-1. So like getting off to that great jump, it was like, oh, we're gonna cook. We're doing amazing. And then it's like, oh, here come like the Giants that I've been used to, and they're letting me be disappointed again. And now they have that big divisional game against the Commanders this Sunday to see if we're still going to be able to. Because right now we're fighting for that wild card spot. If we lose to the Commanders, we're out of it again. So
well, and yeah, I mean, reality sort of set in, and obviously the season went downhill. But
reality set in's wild.
If you found any Giants fans during the offseason and offered them an opportunity for their team to be 7-5-1, they take that in a heartbeat.
No, yeah, 100%.
Like the mock drafts all had them picking top 5.
Yeah, no, we were picking
potentially top 1.
Potentially 1.
Potentially them and
them
and the other red and blue team. One of the red and blue teams fighting for that first pick, but.
Yeah, I was so excited as a Giants fan to see them start off amazing, and then now it's starting to go like downhill again. I'm like, dang, it feels like every year somehow they're still disappointing me. Even after going 6-1, they're still going to end up disappointing me somehow.
Yeah, but I mean, even the past couple games, like Danny's been playing pretty good.
Yeah,
it's just it's the NFL.
Yeah,
it's hard to keep winning at like a 6-1 pace.
It is going to be interesting to see for me personally, because like we said, Danny's playing really good. Even if they keep kind of staggering downhill and they keep losing some of these last 4 games, I would assume that Danny's played well enough to earn a contract extension, though. I would hope, because I feel like it's going to be hard. But still, if they could end with a negative record, but I do think Danny's played well enough to earn like at least like a 2-year extension.
Yeah, I think you extend him. I think that Danny has proven that him and Dable work well together.
Yeah.
And who has also proved himself to be like, yeah, that's a good coach to have in New York.
Yeah.
Is like this season, Danny's proven himself, but Brian has also proven himself. And you're like,
like he didn't,
because that was the whole thing. Is like, it would have been weird to extend Danny going into this last year, like to pick up that option, because when you have a new coaching system and there's just a lot of changes that you want to see how it works out.
Exactly. I would say before this season, it's kind of how I feel about the Raiders a little bit, even though I love Josh. Before this season for the Giants, it wouldn't have made sense to re-sign Saquon or Danny because of how they've both been playing. And with Josh, it kind of was like, oh, Josh is healthy sometimes, he's hurt. Like, it's fine if they move on. But now Josh has been playing so well, it's like, oh, look what happens when we have a good scheme for him. Let's re-sign this boy back. So that's how I also feel with the Giants. I feel like Saquon and Daniel are going to get a contract back.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the Giants, it's even setting aside like how they've been playing, there's also, it's just you're bringing in a new head coach.
Yeah.
Given the option of extend or don't extend, you're like, let's actually see what this looks like first.
Yeah, and I'm not
saying it's kind of like, if this looks good, then we're going to re-sign him. If this looks bad, then maybe it's time to let him walk. And like if the new coaching system totally didn't work out, Brian Daboll wasn't the guy, then you just go like, okay, we're just gonna go full-fledged rebuild.
Yeah,
just let them walk.
100%.
Let them both walk. Great QB class, draft someone, go from there.
But that's how it felt. It was gonna be. It was like, okay, Daboll's gonna come in, and with a new GM, it's gonna be, let's see who can play well under the system, and if they can't, we're just gonna move on, and we're gonna get Daboll his own guys. But it looks like Danny and Saquon both will perform well given the chance. So I'm very excited to see what happens for the future of the G-Man. I also still love it when people say the New York Football Giants. It's still my preferred name.
It's pretty clean.
I had another disappointing NFC team. Really, any NFC South team also. Like that whole division. But Bucks, Saints, Panthers. What was the other one?
But what? Falcons,
yeah.
But are they did you expect the NFC South?
That's true. I guess I did. I
say the only team in there that had high expectations is the Bucks, and that's a team that I'm like, oh no.
Sorry, Brady.
I'm not really that heartbroken watching. I don't know. I mean, I wake up every day and decide whether I'm going to be a Brady hater or like a low-key Brady fan that day. Every day I wake up, I'm like, oh.
A lot of it's just based off who they're playing. I'm like, let's see how I feel.
Well, there's some days where I'm like, It'd be cool to see him get another. Like another ring would be cool.
At some point, you're like, okay, he has this many. Like, let's just rack him up, see how many you can get to.
Yeah, it's like, what's their 6-7 right now? Yeah. Like, I kind of want to see them
just let him fight
win the division and go on to win the Super Bowl. Like, I kind of want to see that happen.
If he just gets another one, I'll just be like, okay, good luck.
I mean, NFC. That path to the Super Bowl could look like playing the Cowboys or the Vikings in the first round.
Yeah.
Historically, teams that are good at losing in the playoffs potentially. So I don't know. We'll see.
And if I had to go, I guess we're kind of, is the next question is going to be, who are your top 5 teams in the NFL right now?
Power rankings?
Yeah, if you want me to go first, I can. If you need a second to think.
Yeah, you can go first if you want.
Okay, here's mine.
I got more ours are.
At number 5, I have the Dolphins. All right, number 4, I have the Vikings. 3 Chiefs, 2 Bills, and the number 1 Eagles. And I think.
So, are you a Brock Purdy hater? Is that what this means?
I don't know, because okay, Brock Purdy, like, he's also on my list of things we could talk about. Brock Purdy has been doing amazing, but Debo just went down. They got injury-prone roster. I would be worried to see how far they go. Yeah. But I do think when we see the Super Bowl, there is a big chance I'm guessing it's going to be the Eagles, unless there's a massive upset somewhere in the NFC playoff run. And I bet it's going to be Eagles. If I had to put my money on Eagles, Bills in the Super Bowl. And I think that would be a really fun Super Bowl to watch. And I don't know if the NFL can handle those fans.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think what the world needs is an Eagles-Bills Super Bowl just to watch the fan bases. Yeah. Like
those tailgating would be insane. Yeah. How many there would be fights every second.
Yeah, that would be unreal. Okay, I'd say number 1, I'd put the Eagles.
Yeah.
Even though their strength of schedule isn't as strong as some teams, all you can do is beat the teams that are put in front of you.
Yep.
Beat the teams that you play, and they've done that 12 out of 13 times, so that's pretty impressive. Then I'd put the Bills next, because they had a little rough patch there, but it seems like they're back.
Yeah.
Back moving better. Then I think I would do the Chiefs, who are the AFC team that I think has the best shot of beating the Bills. I think every time they play, it's about a 50-50, it feels like.
Yeah, and that's another great game that we'd love to watch in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, if the AFC Championship happens to beat the Bills versus the Chiefs,
I'm not going to turn it off.
Then I'm going to watch it. And then those top 3 I kind of had set. Then the next 2 are kind of tricky for me. I think.
Are you putting the Niners in there?
I think I'm going to put the Niners at 4.
Okay.
Even with all their, even with Jimmy going down.
Yeah.
And Brock Purdy stepping up, I think that in Jimmy G's absence, it's like Shanahan, I think, is just that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I love Shanahan so much. Uh-huh. He's just a great coach. He just finds ways to win, and even Debo will be back soon, but they've got plenty of weapons. Mm-hmm. I think the Niners are a really good team, and whether that's Purdy or Jimmy G there, I think they are pretty scary. And then the 5th one, I don't think I can put the
You don't want to put the Vikings in there?
No, I don't think I can put the Vikings there. I don't think their defense is not it.
No, yeah.
It's like it's rough, but I think I'd have to put the Cowboys in there.
Yeah.
Because the Cowboys have only had 3 losses. One of those, Dak was hurt. Mm-hmm. One was against the 12-1 Eagles.
Yeah.
Now 12-1. The other was, I think, an overtime loss. So they're, I don't know. I kind of default to hating on the Cowboys and saying they're going to be first round exits every year, but they've been playing well, so I'll let them have it.
No, me as a Giants fan, it's hard for me to see the Eagles being like the best team in football potentially. I couldn't also slip in the Cowboys in my top 5. I had to knock them off. I couldn't have 2 of my division rivals in there.
The Vikings would have been probably one of my runner-ups. The other one I almost slipped in there was do you think the Bengals are close to your top 5?
They're definitely in the top 8, I would say, but it still is.
The Bengals,
I think it's interesting for me to watch, and because is Jamar back yet or not yet? Jamar's back.
Yeah,
Jamar's back.
the Joey Jamar connection is crazy, but that's also kind of scary.
Yeah,
because it's like if somebody, I don't know how you ever could shut down Jamar Chase, but if you ever could, then you win. I think, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's. Yeah, I'm not like asleep at all on the Bengals. They're in the top 8, top 10, but still
they've got a good defense too.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. They're not on my list of like teams to watch out for right now, and in my top 5 power ranking. What do you think your Super Bowl prediction is? You rooting for the Bills, Eagles now? Also, that's gonna be the most fun.
Rooting for is different than what I think is gonna happen. Because if I'm rooting, I'm like the Commanders are gonna sneak in. I think they're gonna do it. Yeah. They're gonna sneak in, and then it's gonna be like
That's true.
It's gonna be like Eagles 20. When was that? 2015, 2016.
Yeah, somewhere.
But it's gonna be like that, where Sam Howell steps up in the Super Bowl and wins it.
Or if we are rooting for, it's the Raiders pull off the unthinkable. All 5 things have to happen, and they somehow get in at 9-8.
Yeah, I think
and start the crawl.
My sort of what I would like to see, but that is realistic, would be probably Bills versus Eagles.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I like Josh and I like Jalen. I think it'd be a good matchup.
And if I have to root a team, fine, I'll root for the Bills. I'll root for Josh Allen. Fine. So speaking about the Niners and Brock Purdy,
I want to see. Yeah,
hit him.
I like Josh Allen a lot, and I want to see Diggs get one. I think I like Diggs a lot.
I do too.
And they have that bromance going. It's pretty cute.
Yeah. The NFL does me dirty every time they put a picture of them just hugging, and they're like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah. Or when they were mic'd up on Thanksgiving, he said, "I'm thankful for you." Man. Yeah. I was like, well, that's a good guy.
I'm like, that's just beautiful, man. That's just two friends. So speaking about Brock Purdy and the Niners, so Brock Purdy's doing excellent. What do you think the future is for Trey Lance and Jimmy G? Thinking more about this season in particular, because Jimmy has a chance to come in for a late playoff push. If the Niners make that, I don't think I take Purdy out. If Purdy keeps cooking and gets the Niners to that playoff push, and Jimmy's there for can play in, let's say, like the NFC Championship game, I don't know if we're switching it out if we've made it that far.
When Trey went down, I was of the mindset that if they make the playoffs, let Jimmy cook.
Yeah.
But I might bring Jimmy back instead of Purdy. I mean, it's just really tough because we've seen such a small sampling of Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
So I think you can't really make that judgment right now just because he has played really well. It's also been 2 games, and there was no real film for opponents to watch of it.
Yeah, it's also so funny.
So that's like a little bit of an advantage in a weird way.
That feels like such a Niner thing also, where it's like, we haven't seen much of Trey or Brock Purdy. We have to put Jimmy back in. And somehow Jimmy, like Thanos, just appears.
I mean, as if the Niners quarterback situation couldn't get any more complicated. Then Jimmy goes down and then Brock starts balling. It's like the quarterback situation in San Francisco would be a lot easier if quarterbacks didn't play well.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy G stepped up when Trey got hurt, and then Purdy steps up when Jimmy gets hurt. It's like...
It would be so much easier.
It's a good problem to have.
It'd be so much easier if just one just always played significantly good and better than the others. And it wasn't just like this, where one snaps, they were like, okay, let's try him. And then the other one starts cooking. It's like, okay, well, I think, this season, like we might have different opinions. I think if it gets to the NFC Championship game, Jimmy G can play. Jimmy G's probably a better guy. You haven't seen a lot of Brock Purdy, but I might... If Brock Purdy proved that he could make it there, keep Brock Purdy in, but then in the long run, obviously let Jimmy go, keep Trey and Purdy on your roster, you'll have a good pairing there if you want to make a move from Trey later on down the line.
Yeah, I mean, I think we haven't seen enough to make any sort of long-term predictions about Brock Purdy.
I mean, what happens if Jimmy G can't come back, Brock Purdy goes and wins the Super Bowl, and then what do the Niners do? They got Trey, they got Jimmy G who made it, and then they got Brock Purdy who just won it.
Well, what did the Eagles do with Nick Foles? Didn't keep him around.
That's true.
So that man won Super Bowl MVP, and they said Carson Wentz is our guy. So if you know, I guess.
That would be the biggest Niner thing ever, bro. It's just like, okay, what to do? We drafted this guy number 3. This guy's been like our guy for a minute now, and this dude we drafted last just came in his rookie year and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Brock Purdy looks good. Like outside of just obviously winning makes you look good, but but his actual like the way he plays, his pocket presence and like reads and stuff, he looks actually like because you have some guys, especially rookie quarterbacks, get in there and they've got like one read, and if it's not there, they panic. But he looks comfortable, and he's like actually going through progressions and stuff like that.
That's what our boy DCA said. Like, he looks very comfortable in Shanahan's offense. Like, he goes through his progressions, and if it's not there, he can move around and run if need be. So he looks like, that's what he said. That's why they took him. He's like perfect for this role in this offense. And now speaking about the Bills, so after their win against the Jets, did you see what the reporter hit Josh Allen with for no reason? So basically after the game, Josh Allen was sitting there at the press conference, and the reporter just hit him with the statement, "This doesn't look like a team that will win a Super Bowl." And Josh just said, "Okay." Do you think as like fans and like the media and reporters that we sometimes forget, or it's like, yeah, these guys are just human. Like that's like they forget that's just a human you're looking at and just hitting that with.
Well, I think it's less a matter of that and more just like, this is just a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
Because it's not a question.
It's just a statement. And how do you want him to respond?
Well, it's just like if you get into a briefing with a franchise quarterback and you have a question, like ask a question. It's not even like beyond like how to treat them or whatever. It's just like,
it felt
like that is the response you deserve. Is Josh Allen going, okay?
Like, just all right. Like, how did you want him to respond to that? That felt like awkward to me. Like that was the most like uncomfortable thing to watch. I was like, why would he just randomly throw that at him?
Well, especially, I don't know about this specific reporter, but at these briefings, generally it's reporters that keep coming back. So next week he's going to be there like, and then when he raises his hand, Josh is like, oh, this guy. Like, all right, if I got to call on you.
Yeah, like I just think it's really funny, and like you're right. Like as a reporter, like just, ask questions that are meaningful, get your stuff. That wasn't even a question. That was just a statement that he felt the need to throw out there. But yeah, I still believe like we gotta remember these dudes are just humans and they have feelings sometimes.
He could have even said like,
maybe do you
he said his offense. He could have said like, your offense doesn't look like it could win a Super Bowl. What changes would you make to make that the case? Or something
yeah, exactly.
But like add on anything, which would still be like a rude way to ask it, but it would at least be a question.
It would be way better. Or
you could say like from my perspective, it seems like you're not ready to win a Super Bowl. Is that on your radar? How would you make that more of a reality?
You can even ask a question where it's like, do you feel this is an offense that can win a Super Bowl? Obviously, Josh is going to say yes. He's not going to like destroy his team. But like that no duh question would be way better than just like your team's garbage.
Yeah, you could say like, do you feel like your team has the ability to win a Super Bowl, and what would you change to make sure that happens? Stuff like that.
That dude just probably had a bad day. He really wasn't having fun.
He might have taken the Bills money line or something, or not the money line because they won.
Yeah, they won. Yeah,
so I don't know.
He had Josh under something.
well, I think Josh had 147 yards. So maybe he had the over.
Oh, he might have had he might have 150.
He was doing prop bets. Well, no, the over on how many yards was probably a lot more than 147. So I don't know. It can't be cold. It was a little cold today. Yeah. Sorry I didn't throw the ball more, reporter. That's why our offense didn't produce so much, because it's cold and snowing.
Just snaps on him.
Yeah, stop! Because didn't you say that their offense specifically?
Yeah, no.
I'd say like, yes,
this offense
it's very cold, and like we're just trying. We won the game. There's certain games where when the weather is a certain way, you just do what you can to win.
Yeah, dude.
And you're not gonna pass for more than 150 yards.
Yeah, that's like I think it was the Bills Patriots game like last year when Mac passed for like 3 times the whole game. Bill Belichick knew the deal. He's like, we're not passing in this hurricane right now.
Yeah, or sometimes it's just you know what you got to do. In the Navy Army game on Saturday, they for the entire first half, not one pass completion. Sometimes you wake up and you just gotta run the ball.
Sometimes you try it and you go, hey, not good.
Well, so they only tried it like once.
Yeah.
They passed it once and said, incompletion, we won't pass it again.
Yeah, he said, I think I'm okay for today.
That's my favorite thing is the Army Navy game is always sick, but it's also hilarious how hyped everybody gets to watch.
Yeah,
just the lowest scoring games possible.
Yeah, like I saw that clip going around of was it like Trump like a year or two ago when he was like at the game and he got the mic for a second? He's like, well, it's not the best football.
But I don't think there's nothing wrong with a little defensive heavy game.
Yeah.
So sometimes, I mean, it's like that Friday we watched. There was the FCS game. It was scored like 127 or 130 combined points. And the next day, it's that. It's in contrast.
That's it. And then what, man? Also, I just realized the Raiders are playing these boys this week. A little awkward on my part. We're in that Patriots jersey.
Yeah, that's wild.
Sorry. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to stand up and do a little dance so then I can clip it and post it during the game on Sunday when they score a touchdown.
when the Patriots?
When the Patriots score a touchdown.
We made this.
Yeah, no, congrats. That's a GIF.
Okay,
it's going up as soon as they score a touchdown.
Dude, Derek would be texting me at the end of the game. I was like, oh, what did I see? On let's just talk about it real quick. Okay. We went to the Raiders-Rams game. I'm gonna get the good out of the way first. The stadium was insane. Loved the stadium. Actually, being in the stadium, the Raider fans were everywhere, and it was so much fun. Like all Raider fans, that was the best. The hot dog was bomb that I had, and the game in the first half was going really well. And here comes another little rant, I guess. Here's the one thing I'd like to cook. Here's the one thing I'd like to say. The one thing I'm seeing a lot of people say is Derek's interception in the first half is what changed the game. And here's what I just wanted to say. They're like, why was he being so aggressive? I'm like, if Derek did not attempt to throw that touchdown, which was open before he got hit, trying to throw it, tried to make a play, if he wouldn't have done it and he did what you guys wanted to do and he took the sack and he got 3 points, you guys would have been mad that he wasn't as aggressive. Because that's always... like the time when it's 3, like I got mad during that game. I was like, what? When Derek rolled out and he was like, it was like 4th and 2 and Derek did a big run play and then we kicked or punted, I can't remember, instead of going for it. I was like, why are we not being more aggressive? So Derek making that pass, I was like, great, we're trying to do something. Sucks that the man intercepted it. But if Derek didn't do that and he took the sack and we kicked 3 field goals, or we kicked another field goal, I would have been mad. I was like, why are we again getting to this point and stopping? Why are we not being aggressive? And if Derek would have been sacked, y'all would have been in there the same with me, being like, really wish we could have scored here. Really wish we could have fought and been more aggressive. We need to be more aggressive at the line, boys. That's all I have to say. That is one of the big things that I've seen where people are like, oh, that interception changed the game. I don't think so. I think what changed the game is Derek having 7 pass attempts in the second half. That's what feels off to me, and that's what feels weird. And this is not... I speak for myself. I don't speak. This is not DC4 speaking. That is not the way for the Raiders to win football games. Josh Jacobs had, 81 yards on 30-something rushing attempts, averaging 2 yards a pop. When the run game's not working, we got to pass. And Derek having 7 passing attempts in the second half is not going to help that situation. I think it was bad. Like, there were multiple plays where I've been like, what are we doing? What's going on? Derek didn't play his best game, obviously, right? This was not one of his best games, but he didn't play awful. And then there was the jumping off sides on the punt. That killed us. Swatting the ball out of, we're not going to name names, swatting the ball out of Baker's hand when you're not even involved in the tackle. That blew me away. Like, that shocked me to get that first down to let them go. And then we let Baker Mayfield 98 yards, 2 minutes, no timeouts, let him cook, and then we do man-on-man coverage with not even our best corner on their best guy. Very interesting play calling and stuff going on there. But it's a loss. We still have a way to make the playoffs. I believe they could do it if they really want to. I don't really... obviously, it was Derek's on the team. I want them to win, want them to make the playoffs. But now I'm kind of like, whatever happens, happens. Sure, we make it. We don't. Let's draft some more linemen. I'm done. And submit. Submit my essay, 11:59. Send it in.
You would draft an O-lineman in the first round?
Where would we draft probably right now if the season ended? Like
pretty much
15th, 16th, like that?
Like 12, 13,
12?
I would guess.
What would you take?
Based on who's available and what the draft class looks like, I'd probably go DB because I think there will be a couple good ones left around there.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I mean, that boy Jalen from Georgia, the DT drops, which he won't because he's insane. But yeah, he'd look good in silver and black.
He would look good. I think if I had to pick the 3 positions to go with ranked, I would go. I don't know, because the offensive line's moved around so much this year. It would go for me offensive line, defensive back, then defensive tackle. I think is the 3 positions I'd look for the Raiders to draft this year.
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of ways to lose football games, and the Raiders did a lot of things to lose football games. So
and you made a good point while we were leaving. You're like, that seemed like as a Raiders fan, you do find out a lot of ways to win football games.
No, you don't. You find out a lot of ways to lose football games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the fact that the Raiders were in as close of a position at the end of the game as they were is a sign that there was a lot of things that didn't go well and things they should have done better. But when it comes down to it, that the press man blows my mind.
That it was
like that blows my mind.
And there's no disrespect on the corner, but like that man was it undrafted against their number 1 guy? I get it. Like you could cook, you could be the GOAT, but like I just don't think that defensive play call was the move at that situation with 98 yards, 2 seconds left, or 2 minutes left. I don't think no timeouts. I don't think that was the play call. I think we could have done a lot better job. You tackle him 2 times in bounds, the game's over.
What is the biggest sports moment that you were there for in person? Oh wait, I asked. Thanks, I think I know what it was.
Yeah, thanks, man. The biggest sports moment I was there for in person was Deshaun Jackson's kick return, and that was Little Austin being like, we're moving on. I'm so excited. I'm like, wait a minute, why are we kicking it to him? Even Little Austin knew, why are we kicking it to Deshaun? I even asked Deshaun about it while when he was on the team. I was like, I was there. I watched what happened, and Little Austin was going, why are we kicking it to you? And he told me, he said, I don't know why the Giants kicked it to me either. So it is what it is, man.
Neither did Tom Coughlin, right?
Yeah.
Yelling.
That's probably, I think that's the most memorable and biggest one I can think of. What about you? You got a good one?
Probably I took a pick 6 back in my 4th grade flag football. I hate with this one with the I did.
Yeah, the I did.
well, I don't know, not a game, but Kobe's Hall of Fame enshrinement. It's probably just sitting up there crying.
Yeah. Were you balling? Yeah.
Yeah. No. As soon as Vanessa started talking, I was like, "Whoa."
Oh, you're like, yeah, okay.
So she didn't get a word out before I started bawling, and she walked off the stage still crying the whole time. This Thursday night is a matchup of unexpected heroes between the Seahawks, led by Geno Smith, and the Niners, led by Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning that? Which also is a great matchup.
It's a great matchup.
And if you would have told, like this is something that people didn't see coming.
No.
Of like great quarterback, potential MVP candidate Geno Smith versus 49ers starting quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, do you think if you have told someone at this point in the year Brock Purdy would be playing, not Trey, not Jimmy, Brock Purdy would be playing? I think. Well, I'm going to take the Niners. I think the Niners are going to win, and also I'm just kind of rooting for Brock Purdy to make this push now and have this great storyline. People also are like, what does Brock Purdy have to do to beat Brady to be like the best guy that got drafted, like late round guy? I was like, probably win 10 Super Bowls, like more than Brady has.
Please don't tell me that's something.
Dude, people are talking about it. I'm like, what does he have to do to be better than Brady? It's like probably win like 9-10 Super Bowls.
Sure. Yeah, you want to do Raiders?
Yeah. Let's do a little draft. Let's do we'll do quarterback, running back, wide receiver. You can go out of order. The best all-time Raider team, and you guys in the comments can tell us whose team is better. I'll let you get the first pick, so you can. We don't have to go quarterback. You can do whatever you want, any order you want.
Oh, it did. I don't think I understand that. Okay. So it's not by... I can pick any of those 3 positions?
Yeah, you can pick any of those 3 positions right now.
Okay, with the number 1 overall pick.
With the number 1 overall pick in the...
It's just QB, wide receiver, and running back?
Yeah, just... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do Tim Brown.
Oh, that's really good. I'm going to do a wild one. I'm going to do Jerry Rice.
Okay, I think we need to set some potential ground rules.
Okay.
I was under the interpretation these people had to be
like deep
that's
Raider.
their team is
Okay.
Because no.
I'll take Randy Moss.
You can't.
I was just messing with you. Okay.
No, you weren't. That was real.
That was
I
real.
could feel it.
You go first again.
What do you mean go first again?
Oh, it's me again. Okay, I'll go.
What did you? You're just not picking anyone.
No, I'll take
my first pick is Tim Brown.
Okay, Tim Brown. I'll go Bo Jackson.
Okay. Is it a snake or is it back to me?
It's back to you. That'd be awful. If it was a snake.
Okay, this doesn't. Okay, well, whatever. So strategically, it would mean that I should pick a quarterback because I already have my next pick of running back because you're not going to pick another running back and you should pick a quarterback next to. You know what I mean? I should pick a quarterback.
Yeah, no, there is strategy. Yeah,
but I kind of don't want to pick a quarterback because I kind of want to make you have like more options. At the
I got options. I'm deep.
I'm picking the snake, Kenny Stabler.
Dang, I'm picking Fred Blintikoff.
Are you sure? Marcus Allen.
And I'll go Derek Carr. If I said a different name, what would have happened?
So what you took? You got Derek.
I got Derek, Bo, and Fred. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Marcus, Tim, and Kenny.
I mean, that's a great team. Alrighty, so we're going to do another draft. This time we're going to do the top Giants of all time. So we're going to do a quarterback, wide receiver, running back. Not a snake draft. You can pick any position you want. I'll start this time since you started last time. I'm going to go... Oh, man. I'm going to go Eli Manning for my number one pick. Quarterback.
Okay.
Make you have to think a little bit.
Then I'll go... Okay. Then I guess I'll go running back Tiki Barber.
Dang it.
What's that gonna be?
Okay, then I'll go running back Saquon Barkley. That's real life.
Interesting. All right.
Put a young buck on there. Who is your wide receiver?
So I have my pick of the lot of the receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two that I'm deciding between, and I'll give you a hint. Neither of them are probably the best Giants receivers.
No, I think we have the same two. But they're fan favorites.
It's probably. I mean, I'll just put OBJ on here.
Then I'll put Victor Cruz on mine.
And then Phil Simms. He's my quarterback.
There we go. So, okay, those are good teams too. I think...
I'm glad you say those are good teams as if we couldn't pick the best players of the franchise that's been around for like a
you
century.
Picked a good team. I'm like, yeah, we had to pick 3 players.
Well, yeah, it's Hall of Famers plus Saquon plus Saquon and OBJ.
And probably Victor Cruz.
I don't even...
We're going to do a top draft again. 3 players, quarterback, running back, wide receiver. This time, an all-time team for the Cowboys. You can start it off.
Okay, I'll go running back first and give me Emmitt Smith.
Okay. I'm going to go wide receiver first. I'm going to go Dez Bryant. Oh, that one kind of...
And then I'll do Michael Irvin.
Okay. Well, okay, pick all the best players.
No, actually... Oh, shoot.
You can change it.
Well, I should do quarterback.
Yeah,
I panicked in there.
Well, you might still get your.
No, it's fine. I should have picked a quarterback because you already picked a wide receiver, but it's fine.
Yeah, because my quarterback is going to be Tony Romo.
Okay, then I'll pick Troy Aikman.
Well, dang. We'll pick all the good players. Okay, and my running back's going to be. I'll just do it again. Zeke.
Zeke?
Yeah.
Zeke?
Yeah, that's my all-time team. I can't.
No,
You're telling me I can't cook with Tony Romo, Dez, and Zeke. And by the way, they're all playing at their current ages.
Oh, in that case, I think you're probably gonna win.
Okay, we're gonna do another an all-time draft. This time we're doing the Texans. 3 players: quarterback, running back, wide receiver. You guys in the comments, let us know down below whose team is better. I'm starting off this time.
The youngest team in the NFL.
Yeah, the youngest team. They were not a team when we were born.
These teams probably aren't gonna be that.
No. So for my first pick, I'm going quarterback. I'm going David Carr on my team.
There he is.
There he is. He's here.
All right. Well, then I'll take D-Hop, I guess.
Oh, what am I doing? Okay. I'll take Brandon Cooks. Oh, I'm not taking Andre. Get Andre Johnson out of here.
Well, then I'll take Arian Foster.
And then this is just gonna be one of my favorite players of all time. And the Texans haven't had the best players ever on their roster, so I'm gonna go with David Johnson as my running back.
I'll let it slide. We can count him as a Texan.
Yeah, because it's hard. The Texans, like, okay, who played for like 3 years? The Texans.
And QB, I'm going to keep my conscience clear and pick Matt Schaub.
That's good. Deshaun, get out. Would you rather be a Hall of Fame kicker in the NFL or a Hall of Fame catcher in the MLB?
That's a weird question.
Decide.
Catcher? Probably. I don't
Interesting
know.
you'd say that.
I mean, either way, you're in the Hall of Fame, so it's pretty good.
Interesting you'd say that.
Is it?
No. Do we want to talk about, real quick before we end it, the A's just like dancing in the face of all their fans still? And
What dance do they hit?
the gritty.
Why'd I even ask?
I see people, because I'm an A's fan, I see people like in like the Instagram stuff I follow, they're like get the owners out of here. The owners are like criminally doing stuff wrong, like taking this team. Do you think like the MLB will ever like step in and be like, hold on now? Because really, I've seen people say the opposite argument. He bought the team in 2015 for $180 million. Now it's worth $1.1 billion. And some people are like, the MLB is now going to use him and be like, look, you buy a team, you can flip it that fast and be a billionaire. Like, so people are saying like the MLB is not ever going to attack the A's.
No,
simply just because like they're making so much money. Like the owner made that much money by buying them.
No, I mean who would do that? The owners. The MLB is the owners.
Yeah.
And the owners are gonna be like, no, do better.
No, the owners are not going to turn on each other.
Yeah. Well, and it's like he is. I don't know. It's like, yeah, the A's are not very well managed, but I don't know. Like getting rid of their whole team from last year is like, well, their team from last year wasn't too great. So
Yeah.
it's like it is what it is.
Do you believe when people are like, this is all just a push to like get them to move out? Because I don't really know, like, how would that incentivize a move? Just being bad.
That who would? I don't even understand.
Like the A's ownership is like, get every star player out of here so we can leave Oakland and go to Vegas.
No, because the A's ownership can move.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand how that would like incentivize people to be like, fine. Like,
I mean, I guess if it makes fans be like, oh, we need a fresh start or something, but
yeah,
really.
I don't get it. I think for the fans it's awful because you see these guys come up and like they start to play good, like Sean Murphy, you're like, yeah, and then they're like, no, out of here. But it's almost a joke. Everybody knew it was like, oh, Sean Murphy is an all-star. Here we go. He's gonna get traded this season, like towards the end of his contract, and it happened. It's just reality at this point. Sometimes you gotta laugh.